We are just 1 month out from the 149th running of the Kentucky Derby. The latest leaderboard has this past weekend's Florida Derby winner Forte and Arkansas Derby winner Angel of Empire on top, ahead of Jeff Ruby Stakes winner 2 Phils and the UAE Derby winner Derma Sotogaki from Japan. Let's relive some of the great action from this past weekend, starting with Forte'S Sensational Win in the Florida Derby.
With 5/16 remaining, Fort Bragg tries to sneak away. He has the lead by 2.5. Mr. Ripple, he's now second. Cyclone Mischief moves up on the outside third. Forte's locked in as Mage begins to roll from the back. They race past the quarter-mile pole in the Florida Derby, and Mage got the jump on Forte as he goes to get Fort Bragg. Cyclone Mischief is fighting hard. He's still right there. Less than a quarter mile to come, and Cyclone Mischief, he's up for a fight and tries to turn away Mage. Forte better hurry up. Final 16th of a mile. Forte starts to gather in the top horses. Here comes Forte. This is going to be very close, but the champion prevails. Forte wins.
Last year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner producing a gutsy performance to overhaul Mage in deep stretch and get plenty of education in the process. The Son of Violence recording a 95 by a speed figure. Here's his trainer Todd Pletcher post-race.
Really wide, turning for home, but he just kept coming resolutely, and that's what we've come to expect from him.
A lot going on before the race as well. A lot of activity here. He seemed to be on his toes. Good prep for the Derby.
In a good way, but yeah, good experience.
Yeah.
You got to get used to that crowd and long post parade and all that stuff. So hopefully that experience helps us down the road.
And Forte was a 5-2 favourite in the latest Kentucky Derby future wager pool, which closed prior to the Florida Derby on Saturday. He's now as short as 7-4 with some books in Vegas, and he could head to Louisville, one of the hottest Derby favourites in some time. The other 100-point Derby race on the weekend was the Arkansas Derby at Oaklawn. Here's the final stages.
Bourbon Bash hugs the inside into that far turn. Angel of Empire is within range if he's good enough on the outside. And he is starting to move now. Angel of Empire is racing with Rocket Can toward the outside. And then comes King Russell and Interlock Empire. Dropping back and out of it is Bourbon Bash. Red Route 1 enters the stretch, 10th and last, as they straighten away in the upper stretch. And Angel of Empire has ranged into the lead here. Two Eagles River drops back on the inside. Toward the outside, King Russell is running on. Reincarnate in the second flight with Airtime and Rocket Can. Angel of Empire and Flavian Pratt. Angel of Empire wins the Arkansas Derby and wins it clear.
An authoritative win there by Angel of Empire, who produced a 94 by a speed figure. Here's his trainer, Brad Cox.
Big run. He got a great trip. He was setting a nice trip up the backside, a nice quiet spot in between the pack of horses. And, when Flavian asked him, you could tell he's starting to accelerate 3/8. I was like, wow, this horse, he looks like he's going to have a nice run down the lane. And we've always thought he's a horse, the longer the better. He's had 2 races now, going a mile and an eighth. He's got a great foundation underneath of him. And hopefully it sets him up for a big race in 5 weeks.
So just 3 100-point Derby races remain, and they're all coming up this Saturday with the Wood Memorial at Aqueduct, the Bluegrass at Keeneland, and the Santa Anita Derby in California. Who's your pick for the Derby? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it as we get to the pointy end of the preparations for the first Saturday in May.